Hey guys, Xeonexis here, and today I'm going to be featuring a 2v2 battle with me and my partner. Today will be Minamino AOW3. Be sure to check out his channel guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and she makes a lot of good content, good guides, and epic battle videos. And let's get into this battle. So as you may have noticed here, I only have built one barracks, one supply center, and one power plant because unfortunately here my internet was lagging so hard, so I was not able to play really or have a really good start at this game. So that puts me at a very bad disadvantage in position at the start of the match. Oh, come on. But either way, I still do my best to collect as many supply containers as I can. Meanwhile, Mina has already scouted almost like at least 50 to 60% of the map, and she has also collected most of the supply containers. That makes it very ideal for her. So right now, my only goal, since I did not have a very good start, the goal is simple: max out my number of supply centers and try to defend my base if ever I get rushed. So you can see Mina doing a good job at collecting the supply containers at the sea, and now she is going to scout the enemy and try to see what the enemy is actually planning to do. And now here, as I have said, I have built myself additional supply centers. I am now on a gold advanced supply boost because I really want to get my resources up as fast as possible. The more supply centers I can build, the better. So for now, the enemy has a level 1 shipyard, at the same time building himself up 2 naval platforms. Unfortunately, he has not enough electricity or power to build the other one, and now that is fixed. So now you can see Mina slowly harassing the enemy, and it seems like the shipyard is heading up for a level 2, and good for Mina because she has already started producing gators and her shipyards is already at level 2. Looking at me on the other hand, I still have at least 5 supply containers now, and I am building myself a assault vehicle factory and a barracks. Now I am placing my infantry on the forest so that I will scout what the enemy is planning ahead. However, the enemy has an assault placed here in front of my base to make sure that I do not scout the area. So that's a very good play for him. And now you can see me move my infantry a little bit forward, and looking at Mina already at headquarters level 3 and building a Hawks probably pretty soon. He is already now at upgrading to Avia factory level 2 and already an airfield being built. So you can see my coyote scout, but because of that coyote, I have managed to spot that the enemy is actually planning to rush me. And here, my initial response was pretty simple: build myself a lot of barracks and build myself as many units as I can. And you can see Mina give me a tip that I should build a gun tower behind my headquarters to prevent the hammers from entering my base. And now you can see me barely surviving this rush made by the enemy. It is a very fatal, it could have been a fatal rush if not thanks to Mina for giving me support, for saving me here using the hawks. One hawk actually made the difference. So the enemy decides to push his hammers forward, trying to do as much damage as he can. Meanwhile, here I am spamming myself some riflemen. And because of that 2 great hawks, the rush was successfully stopped, and now I have many riflemen here stuck up at my base. So I realized that the enemy probably spent his resources building those assaults and the same time hammers. So what I did was try and fix a counterattack. So Mina did the scouting for me, and as you may have noticed, the enemy only has a couple of hammers and a bunch of assaults. So now I'm already at headquarters level 3, spamming myself some assaults. My goal here is to deal as much damage as I can. Even if that's just destroying one supply center, that is still a 400 resource commitment to the enemy. Seeing that bunker, I evaded. I put my rifleman to the far rightmost side of the map, and then I attack. So the goal here is very simple. That is to try to destroy at least a supply center or any sort of force some sort of movement from the enemy. Maybe make him try to commit some defenses, like for example building bunkers or making units or even hammers to try and stop my rush. At the same time, I still have another set of units above, and this fortress is a very good they call this response to my stride rush or attack because fortresses are very good against hordes of infantry. And now you can see that my armadillo is trying to do as much damage as he can. Unfortunately, I was only able to destroy one supply center from that attack. But still, that is better than nothing. And here you can see me upgrade to headquarters level 4. So the reason here is simple. I am a rank 18 guy with not much complete upgrades, and I am paired with a bunch of guys that are rank 20 and 21. So their units are far superior in terms of upgrades, damage, and health compared to mine. So the only right engagement I can take here is to utilize my land units and maximize my fog or chameleon, because even if they have high damage, if they don't hit my units, then it has still no damage. Here I make the mistake that I sent out my units too far, and unfortunately I have no porcupines to defend them. So that's where Mina told me to, hey, get your units back because you don't have porcupines, you don't even have anti-air. So if the enemy Vertex has actually decided to harass my base here, I would have been finished. But yeah, finally I managed to get myself a special vehicle factory, and now my infantry units are being placed in the forest so that I have vision of that area and will know if the enemy is once again trying to attack me. And now I can see that the vertex belongs to blue. He has at least 2 or 3 vertex. That means he has not committed that much on the ground. Alright, so the same goes for green though. I have no idea for green yet, but there's a big chance that green is committing towards the bottom part, the naval part. Alright, so that's it so far. Now let's fast forward a bit, and here we can see Mina doing a scout on the enemy, and now green is actually producing a lot of naval units, specifically Vikings. So that means one thing. I counted 15 Vikings there, or I don't know, I was not sure. That means one thing though. It means green has committed to producing naval units, which means he has a high chance that he has no ground units. At the same time, I think blue is going to transition to going full spam vertex. So that is why I am rapidly producing myself some units here. Alright, so here Mina also has herself some counter gators to match the Vikings of green. Alright, so here another power plant, building myself a lot of jaguars, at the same time building some porcupines and chameleons. So here Mina is trying to outposition the enemy, and here the hawks scouted that the enemy Vikings are moving. Alright, so now the thing is, if the enemy army is moving, that's when usually they are out of position. So that's what happened here. Since the Vikings were moving, they still have to turn around and fire in order to launch their torpedoes at the same time. So that's what happened. Mina managed to successfully catch green off guard, and now that means there is less Vikings guarding the enemy base. So what I did here was very simple. First, I scouted that the enemy had an assault there. So for a moment, I activated my chameleon, thinking that the enemy might try to rush his hawks and destroy my chameleons. However, after a few minutes, it seems like the enemy blue was not planning to do that. He must be thinking that I'm planning to rush his base. However, here, good thing I activated my chameleon in time. So I have no plans in engaging the enemy Vikings here. My goal is very simple. Since I confirmed that green has committed full to navy, I know that he has no ground units. So that is why I immediately rushed to his base and tried to do as much damage as possible. So here, destroying a barracks, destroying power plants, destroying supply centers, just doing a lot of collateral damage and activating my chameleon. Alright, so yeah, blue tries to salvage this, save his teammate by sending his forces over. So here my chameleon unfortunately ran out of energy, but I am doing my best to hold out my attack and try to attack blue as much as possible. So here you can see that Mina is also flanking the enemy. Thank God for the vertex, because the alligators have great anti-air, so the vertex are getting shredded. At the same time, with naval strike boost, that means his alligators are able to reach very far into the base. Even if my army was wiped out, Mina still has a lot of gators that is going to be able to deal a lot of damage to the enemy green, color green. So now you can see that blue's vertex are trying to help green, but unfortunately the alligators anti-air are shredding them one by one. So yeah, Mina is doing a pretty good job at that. So here, once again, while blue is trying to yeah, that sucks. Blue's vertex are trying to harass Mina's gators. I tried to attack blue using my JCP, but unfortunately blue managed to get a good bombing run at my JCP, which forced me to retreat. So now I'm just with the cover of my chameleon. I'm doing my best to completely like retreat and save my units and make sure that they won't be attacked by the vertex. So now here once again I am gathering my units, building more chameleon, building more porcupines, building more jaguars. So since I have committed to full land units, that is the reason why I have a lot of assault vehicle factories. On the meantime, Mina is sniping down the headquarters of green, and once again here I am making the mistake of making my units very predictable. So that is the reason why blue was able to get a very good bombing run to my units. So once again my units are wiped out, and but I quickly rebuild new units, train new units at the same time. So I quickly replenish my army and I try to hold. Alright, so I'm trying to hold here, but looking at the left side, you can see that Mina has already prepared herself some JCP. So it seems like Mina has stopped committing, making alligators, stopped making naval units, and she is now transitioning towards the sea. And it seems like she has no plans of attacking blue. So my job here was pretty simple. I see that the enemy Zeus, the blue Zeus, is moving towards Mina's JCP. So I take this opportunity to try and harass the enemy base above. So you can see that Nina's forces are headed towards Green's base and making sure that Green will be completely disabled. So you can see here her army moving back and forth. At the same time, here I am at the back of Blue's base doing my best to harass as much as possible. So right now, the threat that I have is the enemy Avia. So that is why I moved my JCP towards the enemy airfields. And it was a good thing that the Thors did not manage to hit their bombs. However, the Vertex managed to snipe out all my remaining Jaguars that is outside the fog. And there goes my last Jaguar. At the same time here, Mina is doing a little bit of a rotation. She is now going for blue. And the Zeus are still trying to chase the JCP. And fortunately, I think at this point, this is a GG because green has finally surrendered. Alright, so now all we need to do is just a simple cleanup of the enemy base. That's it. And at this point, it was a GG. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have made it to this point of the battle, thank you so much for your support. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that like button, and at the same time hit that notifications button for more guides and battle videos like this. Alright, so that's it for this epic 2v2 battle with Minamino AOW3. So GG Mina, thank you so much for this battle. And that's it guys, I'll see you guys next time. Xeonexis over and out. Peace boys.